you have to think about the possibility of stairwells and so on and so forth. So um, I, I think the squares are 60 by 60 inches. That is the largest I can do right now, especially for showing them. And also, I have a garage, but it's not very big, so I can't really make much larger than these. And the smaller ones come out of materials because if I have a 60-inch painting, I get a piece of wood from this lumber store and I cut down to 60 inches and these are the leftovers. So it's saving money, it's also size. So,
yeah, I like just the way it all goes together.
Yeah. If I had my choice, I would love to have a warehouse and just these huge canvases that I could just work on all the time. But
I mean, if this one took 8 years,
yeah. Yeah. I hope I'm pretty sure it's done. I feel like it's successful right now. And that's another thing. It's like, I love my paintings from 10 years ago, but I look at them now and I'm like, oh my god, those things are horrible. And I think this thing about art is that it constantly grows and there's no stopping it. So when you're thinking about your work, and I'm sorry, I'm just talking too much.
No, it's fine.
And I don't know if this is yours or your friends in art classes, but I've had so many of my art students that they're like, I love what I do, and I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. And that's great, but at the same time, then why are you in art class?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to be doing this, just go out and do it, and don't worry about me or anybody else. If you want to learn and get better, then I can show you, or your professors can show you. And I am the same way sometimes. Like I'm like, this is what I want to be doing, and then 5 years down the road, I'm like, that was horrible, and I want to do something different. And that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Already, I'm looking at the paintings that I did this summer. I'm like, oh God, why did I ever think that was a good idea?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that it?
Were there any projects that you're working on right now that you're excited about, or any paintings?
Yeah, I'm in a PhD program right now. I went and got my MFA from BCU, and over the past couple years, they have created a new PhD program, a doctorate program for the visual arts, which is one of the only in the nation, even the world. An MFA, when you get an MFA in much of the past, and even now, in Masters of Fine Arts in the studio program, that means that you've gone as far as you can in your study. That you are, at that point, considered a master of your discipline. The studio programs have been doing that for many, many, many years. There are new programs coming out now that allow a PhD to happen. Now, a PhD basically means scholarship through some sort of research, especially a paper. So when it comes down to it, to get a PhD, you got to write a paper, and a big paper. So the programs are now putting together, or the art schools are now putting together these PhD programs that allow for interdisciplinary studies. And that means that, and I don't know about you guys, but most of our processes are now of teaching, they're reaching across the board. So if you're interested in math, and you might be also at the same time interested in, like cooking, or interested in weaving, or something like that. Like you've got all these interests, and you're trying to juggle all of them at the same time. So these programs are allowing that to kind of happen. So right now I'm in that program, and I'm working on digital stuff, which I'm very excited about. At the same time as writing a lot. So.
Do you have any idea what you're going to write your paper on?
Yes. It is. Okay. You can't tell anybody.
Okay. Is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret. I'm still working it out. I'm trying. When we look at, and I don't do this because your professors will be mad tell you this because I'm not the person that's going to tell you this, but professors even do the same thing that the students do. They go to Google and they go to Wikipedia to get information. So I kind of think it's a fascinating change of events because a lot of professors, including myself and many, and well, I would say a good many percent of them feel that scholarship's all about the expert advice, the research kind of, that thing that has been documented well and for many years. And so like it's kind of like this idea of truth, if you will. So now I think it's very interesting that we first of all go to Wikipedia, which is a community page that anybody can add information to. So if you wanted to go to the Mona Lisa and tell a story on your own, you could add that information to the Mona Lisa Wikipedia page. It might not be there for long, but you can still put that information in. And you can go change things, in the world. So I'm kind of looking at this new notion of what that's doing. For example, with art objects. So I think it's interesting. I kind of bore people whenever I try to talk about it.
I mean, I'm sure like a really large paper might get a bit cumbersome to read, but it's an interesting topic.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be something good when I finish it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, a couple years down the road.
Sweet. Thank you.
Great. Awesome.
Is that